This is one of Britain's biggest container ports in Felixstowe is struggling to cope with the volume of cargo that's passing through it. Many newspapers have been extremely quick to point out that we are about 10 weeks to go until Christmas, and what might this mean for that? Your thoughts on this? I mean, I say it with a laugh, and I don't mean to say it with a laugh because it's a very serious topic, but one of the things that I just find just quite ridiculous is these constant cries of Christmas is going to be cancelled, these constant pictures of shelves being empty. I just think it's ridiculous. But anyway, your thoughts?
Well, it is a real worry in some ways, Michelle, because if the delays do continue, they have suggested £1.5 billion of trade imports could be affected. But I'm hoping it won't get to that stage and we will still have Christmas and it won't be cancelled and everyone can still get everything they're looking for in December.
James?
I mean, this goes back to the HGV driver shortages again, and I think there is a failure of planning on the government's part. So yesterday, Grant Shapps has finally said that, there will be this granting of 5,000 visas to bring in more HGV drivers. The government's been called on to do this for weeks now, and we have a shortage of 100,000 HGV drivers. There was a shortage of 60,000 even before COVID. So I think the government isn't taking decisive enough action, and I think if it doesn't change course, I think we will have shortages at Christmas, and then I think it will have political repercussions for the government.
But why do you think that it's the government's responsibility? You're saying that the government should have foreseen this coming and taken action. Surely the industry itself, they know who they employ, they know who their workforce consists of, and workforce planning is the responsibility of employers, not necessarily the way it seems to be at the moment is any time there's a problem with pretty much anything, private industry just goes, it's the government's fault.
No, I do agree that the haulage industry is to blame for this as well. I think the government does shoulder some responsibility because it should have foreseen, how many, a big proportion of HGV drivers were Eastern Europeans, for example. My brother-in-law is a HGV driver, and he said it's working with mostly Eastern Europeans. They should have foreseen that many of those people would go home because of the pandemic, because of Brexit, and so you do need. There had to be a provision to grant visas to bring a few more of those people in. If we're going to experience all of these shortages.
Yeah, I just think it's too much of an easy criticism that a lot of private enterprise does, just to say, well, it's Boris Johnson's fault, and what we need now is Boris Johnson to pull his socks up, stop painting in Marbella and come and fix this. And I just think it's a little bit an oversimplification and a little bit of a Teflon shoulder from a lot of industry. But Ryan, Mark, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, Michelle. I feel that it is a bit of a lackadaisical approach sometimes by private enterprise to just shift blame onto the government, and more could be done in terms of making sure that the logistics are improved and to ensure that organisation is better by these private companies to prevent stuff like this from happening. So, yeah, I do agree that it is very easy to just blame Boris and say the Moyes and the Costa del Sol painting, what is he doing about it? Well, actually, it could be your responsibility.
Yeah.